This is
Yes,
torture
yes, it is.
for
Yes,
children.
it is. And if anybody has been following some of the cases that have come out over the last 2 weeks, it's horrifying. And I am not ashamed to say I've cried a lot of tears over this, but reading through some of the stories that have come through over the last 2 weeks, it's been just heartbreaking. Toddlers, I mean, as you know, there was a Walmart full of infants in Texas, and the MVM whistleblower, Carlos Ariano, delivered infants across the country in the middle of the night. So they could be 3 and 4 years old now. If anybody was following that Alabama case of the Sureño, imagine that a criminal
Hmm.
alien, sex trafficking children out of a basement. Um, I'd be curious to know, was he a sponsor of kids? Were any of the kids he had unaccompanied children? What about the bust where they got the guys in Florida with the 7-year-old girl who they had been sexually abusing? I mean, was she an unaccompanied minor? Did they sponsor her? These are questions that I would love to see the answer to. I believe that if they target the sponsor, that's what they need to do, is go after every single sponsor. They have all their information. They have trained people who can help. So remember, HHS is not a law enforcement entity. So that's why DHS, using Homeland Security investigations, is going out to find the children. So HHS is not a law enforcement agency, which is a big reason why this crisis was created. They simply don't have the tradecraft, the knowledge, skills, or ability to keep kids out of the hands of traffickers. But we have great data analysts. I mean, people like Aaron Stevenson, and also we could pull in people at the National Counterterrorism Center, the Terrorist Screening Center, the National Targeting Center. All these people can provide manpower and tradecraft. And the reason why I think they're not doing that approach right now is we've only seen 400 plus sponsors arrested. If they watch listed these people, we'd have thousands. We'd have thousands of arrests immediately and of high level criminal actors, because we know that members of transnational organized crime, they got the kids. MS-13, 18th Street Gang, and other unsavory characters were sponsors of children.
It just makes me sick in my stomach. And you mentioned the case of the illegal that was trafficking the children out of the basement. That did actually get a little bit of national attention, but most of these stories that, you have to really kind of be looking for them to find them. Though it should be on the front page of every newspaper, as atrocious as it is. He was a member of a transnational gang, right? He was a member of a gang, and he was an
Yeah.
illegal criminal alien. You noted
And maybe
that
that's
it's
some.
not really the political appointees, right? It's the existing, the people who are already working at DHS, that there seems to be a problem. You noted the kind of people they could bring in there, right? You listed some like Aaron Stevenson, and then people from other groups that could come in. Could
Absolutely.
they get these people to act? I I think it's such an overwhelming problem. It's hard to even know where to begin, but it sounds like you all have the people who would know where to begin. And then do you have to fire some of these people who are refusing to go after the sponsors?
Absolutely. If you're refusing a direct order, bye. I mean, go do a job that you want to do. If you want to work in the federal government, you need to do what your superiors are saying. And so at HHS, we're very fortunate that they have a team over there. I think I mentioned the last time I was on, they have made headway in terms of closing the loops to protect the kids. So they have DNA testing now to ensure proof of relationship. Imagine that. Can you believe that the Biden administration handed children over to anybody? Secretary Kennedy said it was speed over security. We said it was speed over safety. In the recent hearing that Clay Higgins had with the Honorable Joseph Kafari of Department of Homeland Security, Office of Inspector General, he said it was catch and release and then lose and forget.
Mm.
And that's what they did. They don't care about these children. They really don't. Now, the new administration obviously does. They have the DNA testing. They're requiring official identification. You can't just turn in some international driver's license. Fingerprinting of all adults in the household, verification of proof of income. They want to make sure that these children are not being put to work in slave labor, which we know they are. They're being found in factories and slaughterhouses and marijuana grows in California. I mean, this is absolutely, sadly, in other terrible, terrible situations.